kind of finished up our angry bird. Yeah, so red is kind of finished up. We're gonna jump into our bad piggy. I'm gonna kind of stay in the same file. There's a convenience to that, just to make sure that both of the characters are on a similar scale. My first step, of course, is right now we do have red, and he's perfectly centered. If I go to my outliner and click on him, yeah, you notice he is perfectly centered over here. For now, I'm going to actually move him over to the left. Yeah, so I'm just going to move him over to the left just to give me a little bit of space to build in the middle. Now, as far as Bad Piggy goes, we're going to start off again, just like with red. We're going to make him out of a cube. So I'm going to go into my create menu, polygon primitives, and I'm going to go to my settings for my cube. Yeah. Now in here, there's going to be specific settings. We're going to actually switch it up. Uh, our settings as far as the dimensions, I'll keep it at 111 for now, but as far as the divisions go, Bad Piggy, I'm going to give him a little bit more edges to kind of work with. For the width divisions, I'm going to put that at 4. Height divisions, I'm going to go 6. And then for my depth divisions, I'm going to put that at 4. Yeah, so the divisions, we're going to width divisions 4, height division 6, depth divisions 4. Should all work pretty well. And then I'm going to kind of drop this off and create that. Yeah, so I'm going to go a little bit faster on this one probably than the previous model. Yeah, there is going to be a little bit less. Uh, um, there's going to be a little bit less pieces that I kind of need to get into or introduce for the first time. Yeah, techniques. Sorry. So yeah, I can kind of have the luxury of speeding it up a little bit. I'm gonna rename this new piece. Yeah, so this will be just the Bad Piggy body. So I know what that is. I'm renaming that in my outliner. I'm gonna go to my top view. Okay, and let's see if I can center that. There we go. Yeah, and then for this one, I'm gonna start building our Bad Piggy. So here he is. Here. Oh wow. Okay, that is a large Bad Piggy. Let me move him over a bit so that it's not as extreme. Yeah, I would just drop him off over here. Okay, so he's pretty rounded as well. I'm gonna also keep my angry bird kind of in view. So click on that and kind of bring this over just for proportion's sake. Yeah. So yeah, okay. And then I'm going into my vertex mode. Kind of the same thing as the Angry Bird. I'm gonna scale him. Yeah, so scale him left to right. So again, R right to get into my CM mode. I'm also gonna get all of my 3 rows of vertices right over here just to scale that. Get the middle vertices, scale that out as well, very slightly. Do the same thing going back to front. Yeah, so I'm gonna get those middle 3 rows of vertices. Again, bring that out, and then the middle single row of vertices, I'm just going to bring that out. It's going to be very minimal. Yeah, so just making sure that's kind of rounded. Okay, this shape will probably work out pretty well. So I'll kind of leave this at that for now. Yeah, yeah, that was pretty good. Actually, I'm thinking from side to side, I might actually kind of bring this out a little bit. I know the Bad Pig is a little bit rounder. Okay, when I go to my front view, I'm gonna have a few more vertices than I used to have, which is fine. I'm going to now though kind of go down the middle. I'm getting my middle 5 rows, yeah, from top to bottom. Okay, kind of scale that out. And let's see, I'm gonna kind of do the same thing with the middle 3 rows, yeah, scale that out, and then also very slightly once again get that center row. Yeah, scale that out as well. Whoops, right over there. Okay, perfect. Just like with my Angry Bird, again, I'm going to check in my side view, do the same thing. So I'm going to get my middle 5, yeah, scale it so that it's getting larger from, what is it? Yeah, it's getting larger front to back. Same thing with the middle 3 now. And then click and drag and get my very middlemost row. Okay, it should look pretty good right there. Okay, last thing is going to be making sure that the bottoms and the tops aren't flat. So I'm going to right click and go into face mode. Okay, now I'm going to hold down my shift key and get all of my faces at the top. Okay, and then we're going to use your move tool, yeah, so W, or you can press this tool over here. I'll bring that one up. That should look pretty good. Okay, do the same thing kind of with the bottom. So click on one, then hold on the shift key, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's bring that bottom part down as well. Okay, this one I'm not going to go as far at the bottom. And then we just need that top portion. Yeah, so we're going to right click, go into vertex mode, get the top vertex. Okay, oh sorry, looks like I was at the bottom. But yeah, bring that down ever so slightly. Okay, I'll be a little bit more extreme at the top. Yeah, so getting this top vertex this time for real, and bring that piece up. Yeah, so this will be my basic shape for the pig. I'm gonna kind of look at it side by side. Kind of looks like it actually rounds up a little bit near the top. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to replicate that a little bit. I'll mostly use my front view for this, but I'm going to use my scale tool, go to here, and then just kind of scale it in just a little bit. Yeah, so he is like kind of tapering a little bit more heavily in the top one. And again, I'm using my middle cube, yeah, to do this so that it's going both in my top view and my side view. Okay. One good thing you'll notice about this too is again, like already proportion wise, it does feel very similar to the Angry Bird. Looks like it's going to be a little bit rounder. Yeah, it's your call if you want to resize and stuff like that. All right, but that's our basic shape. If you folks remember right, there's a way to kind of preview. I'm not going to smooth this out yet, yeah, so, but you can preview it by pressing the 3 key on your keyboard. Okay, so this is going to be the overall Bad Piggy shape. Not too bad. Feels a little bit boxy actually, so I can actually go into my my top view and then do the following. So I'm actually going to get these corners right here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I can actually kind of scale this in a little bit, and then scale this right to left, and then front to back just a little bit, adding just a little bit more roundness. Okay, but then I'll keep it at 3, just so you can kind of get an idea of what everything is going to look like at the end. Yeah. Okay, so not too bad. Yeah, I'm kind of okay with this shape. I'm probably going to do one more thing, which is make sure that the bottom is a little bit more fatter. Yeah, so I'm going to kind of bring this out just a little bit. Okay, I feel like this is actually one of the key features is the pig is a little bit more on the wider side on the base. Yeah, so very, very slight stuff. Yeah, again, you don't have to absolutely do this. This is just me trying to match it up as best I can. Yeah, although we're not gonna go like super hardcore as far as the shaping of this goes. Yeah. So right about there. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. All right, okay, time for me to move on. Time for all of us to move on from here. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna kind of make is the snout. Yeah, so we could actually build the snout out of this. Yeah, but in terms of like time, and then I know not everybody's skill level. We can actually kind of like how we did the beak for the Angry Bird. So the beaks were separate. Yeah, same thing for the snout. We can kind of do that separately as well. My setup for this is going to be another cube. Yeah, so I'm going to create polygon primitives. Go to the box IC cube. As far as the snout goes, it is going to be different proportion than the body. We'll probably go with like 6. Height division 6, depth divisions, we're not going to go 6, we're going to keep that one at 4. Yeah, we don't need that many divisions going in that direction. In fact, I'm probably going to put this just at 3. Yeah, so 6, 6, 3, and then we'll go ahead and drop off our cube. Okay, this is going to show up in the middle of the character. I'm going to jump my my tool to the move tool. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and press W. And then we're gonna bring this out. This is going to be our snout. Once again, it's gonna be like strange, but yeah, we can definitely work with this. First thing I'm going to do for sure is kind of scale it, probably a little bit thinner and a little bit smaller. Yeah, so just to get kind of our proportion on this. If I take a look at it right here, we are gonna round it. So looks like right around here is probably going to work pretty well. Yeah, so again, use your R to do that. After you're done with that, we're going to go into vertex mode. Just like with the body. We're going to round it, but we're really only going to be rounding it left to right, top to bottom. Yeah, we're not going to do as much going towards the back. Yeah, so I'm going to kind of scale this out. Okay, go to the middle, kind of scale that one out. Yeah, so I started with the first 5 rows, then the middle 3 rows. Sorry, the middle 5 rows I started with, and then the middle 3 rows I did, and then now I'm getting into the middle row by itself. Yeah, same thing, going top to bottom. Okay, we're gonna scale that one up. Okay, this one is not gonna be nearly as strong as the body. Um, yeah, this one just kind of needs to be somewhat ovalish and cylindrical. Yeah. Once again, middle 5, then middle 3, and then straight down the middle of vertices. Yeah, kind of using that right there. Okay. So not too bad right here. We can probably kind of roll with that. Yeah, so we can probably kind of roll with that. If we do a 3, you can kind of take a look at it. It's alright. Kind of looks like meatloaf. I don't know. So some kind of food. I'm gonna get these corners right over here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So holding down the shift key to catch on to those, just to round it out just a little bit more. So 1 and 2, kind of like that. Yeah, I like that shape a lot better. Okay. Now the other thing that you're gonna notice about this is that he does have 2 nostrils. The weird part about this is his nostrils are actually not symmetrical. Yeah, so a little bit odd. But yeah, we can definitely work with that. I'm also going to kind of scale this in a bit because it does feel a little bit wide. Yeah, so I'm going to kind of bring that in, and then kind of drop this down a little bit. Yeah, so well, we can kind of keep it centered, but I'm probably going to drop it down to right about here. Okay, so here's how it's going to kind of look like from the side. I'm going to mostly use this view right here, my perspective view, to make the nostrils. If we're looking at the nostrils, looks like the nostril on his right, our left, is going to be a little bit larger. So to kind of mess with that, I'm going to go into face mode, and I'm going to select the following faces. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so I'm catching all of those faces. That is going to be my basis for my nostril. Sorry, Bad Piggy's nostril, not my nostril. I'm then going to go into my extrude tool. So that's going to be Command E. Okay, and then jump into my scale tool. So that's pressing the E key. So now with these faces selected, the next thing I'm going to kind of do is shape it. Yeah, so we just did the extrude tool. I'm going to jump into my scale tool, right? So remember, we're going to go into and press R. Okay, and we're gonna scale this down because nostril's not that big. Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of use the scale tool to kind of bring this down. So I'm shortening it, and I'm also gonna scale it from left to right. So kind of bringing it maybe about to this proportion right over here. Okay. The other thing we're gonna do here is yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so I can kind of go with that. The other thing we're gonna do here is it is gonna look pretty boxy. So I'm going to right click, go into vertex mode, use that to kind of shape it so that it's more rounder. I can actually use my front view for this, just to make sure I can kind of see everything though. I'm going to go to shading and take off the X-ray, yeah, so you can kind of see all of this right here. Okay, so here's the setup. We want to make this rounder, so that means like these guys at the corners. Yeah, we're gonna kind of bring that in. Yeah, that'll help make the roundness. Same thing with these 2 corners over here. Bring those in as well. You may notice that it's still kind of pretty straight down the middle. So I'm gonna get these 4 points now, and again holding down shift, grabbing those, just kind of bringing those in. Yeah, making it a little bit more rounder. The other thing is I'm gonna try to make it a little bit more symmetrical. So that means like I'm gonna work with these 2. So this one right here and this one right here. Use the move tool to kind of round that out. Okay, kind of get this one and round that out as well. Okay, this is not too bad. I could probably just roll with this already. As long as you're going for moving these vertices from top to bottom, you'll be okay. Our main objective here though is to make sure that no matter what, when we're moving these vertices, that we're keeping this flat. Yeah, we don't want to use this little square in the middle. because if you do that, sometimes you end up kind of like pushing it inwards or pushing it outwards. Yeah, so that's why if you notice when I'm moving with the arrows, I'm gonna only go with the y-axis, which is the green one, or the red. Sorry, or in the x-axis, which is like the red arrow. Yeah, so kind of getting to that. Okay, but this looks pretty good. I can run with that. So I'm gonna go into face mode. Okay, and then make sure that I have those 8 faces selected. Okay, and that's gonna be my first nostril. Yeah, over here. I'll actually wait until we get to the second one before we do the extrude in for that one. So if you folks can go ahead and do the same thing now with the other side. Now we're gonna make the smaller nostril. So now it's same set of faces. Yeah, just this time it's gonna be on the right side. Yeah, or our right, his left. Okay, so we're gonna click on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, holding down the shift key. Okay, once again, it's an extrude. Yeah, so we're going to go to extrude, and then we can immediately get into the scale tool by pressing R. Okay, let's scale this one down as well. If you notice, I'm going to go more extreme on this for sure, because this is a smaller nostril, not really extremely smaller, but definitely height-wise, yeah, it is a little bit more adjusted. Okay, once we got our shape, yeah, and again, remember check your perspective view to make sure that it's flat. Okay, we're then going to go into your vertex tool. Okay, same thing as before. I'm actually probably going to work with these 2 vertices and move these up. Yeah, so you can kind of go with this one. Bring this one down a little bit. Okay, the key ones are going to definitely be the corners though. So these 2, you kind of bring those down. This one and this one, bring these up. Okay, we're also going to scale them in. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Holding down the shift key and then R. Let's scale those in a little bit. Okay, you're kind of seeing how this goes, right? So yeah, you don't have to do a step-by-step with me. I think like you folks will be able to kind of work with this. Yeah, again, we're just selecting individual vertices. If we need more than one, hold down the shift key and then just kind of use these to kind of scale these in and move them around. The main thing I'm kind of looking for here is just like so that it's not like blocky. Yeah, right. I think this will kind of work right here. Yeah, for our shaping. Let's see. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, we can definitely work with that. Okay, all right. I'm now going to go into face mode and select all of these. So I'm selecting my original 8 right over here, and then I also had my new nostril, yeah, selected over here. So now I have a total of 16 faces. I'm gonna do a real quick check on my perspective view, make sure I don't have any additional faces selected. But if we're good with that, we can then go into our extrude tool, yeah, so Command E, and then just use the arrow that's going in the Z direction, push that back, okay, and then now we have a nostril right over there. Okay, so that'll kind of work. The other thing we're going to kind of do here is we can kind of test it out. So you can press 3 mode, okay, and then you're going to see our nostrils. Our nostrils are going to look kind of extreme. Yeah, if you notice, like it looks a little mushy. Yes, it kind of looks a little bit mushy. So I press 3 to kind of like see how it looks smooth. Yeah, which is eventually what we do want it to look like. I kind of like this flat look though. Okay, so here's how we're going to make sure that it maintains its flatness. I'm going to go into the mesh tools and I'm going to go into insert edge loop. Okay, and then I'm going to use this to strengthen these edges. Yeah, so for example, right over here, I'm going to click on one of these horizontal lines, yeah, and when I click on it, you notice I can kind of create what's called an edge loop. This is a way we can use to strengthen our models. Yeah, so for this nostril, I'm going to bring this up close, really close to the front, yeah, not quite touching, yeah, but really up close to the front, and then I'm going to kind of let go over there. Okay, then I'm going to press the Q key, yeah, to get back into out of the insert edge loop tool. Right click and go into object mode. Okay, and then when I press 3, you're gonna see a big difference between the nostrils. Yeah, so if I take a look at the one on the right, yeah, because I created that holding edge, this one looks a lot more defined than what's happening on the left. Yeah, okay, Now after we do that, we can try it with this one on our left. Yeah, so the piggy's right nostril. We're gonna go into mesh tools again, insert edge loop, and then we're gonna create a a vertical loop by clicking on one of the horizontal lines. So it doesn't matter which one, you have a lot of choices. And then we're going to kind of bring this again, we'll bring this close to the front, and this is going to fortify that. So it's going to turn a lot flatter when we go into, like when we smooth our model out. Yeah, so again, we bring it to the front. Okay, to get out of this tool, yeah, because this tool is very active. If you just kind of keep clicking, it's just going to kind of keep creating new edges, yeah, which we don't need. Yeah, we just need the one. You're gonna press Q, right click, go into object mode, yeah, and then when you press 3, okay, now we have a much better circular snout, yeah. Okay, so that looks a lot better. I just realized, yeah, this snout is like extremely large. We don't actually need like this much of a snout. So from the side view, I'm definitely gonna kind of bring this in. I don't think the scale changes too much, but just to be safe, I'm actually gonna go vertex mode, catch all the vertices that are kind of going in this direction right over here, and then I'm just gonna kind of scale that smaller. Same thing over here, just very slight, yeah, slightly making it smaller, and then this set make it a little bit smaller as well. I'm also going to kind of scale this part back, yeah, and then bring this forward. We don't need that much, yeah, we don't need that much. As long as it's kind of going into the body, it should be all right. Okay, and then, I don't know, I'm kind of thinking maybe around there, yeah, as far as the scaling goes. All right, but then we mostly have our snout now. One last thing is I'm gonna make the outside a little bit stronger. So remember, we can use our insert edge loop tool for that. This is the front area. I'm gonna make this a little bit stronger by bringing an edge loop near the front, yeah. And again, if I want to take a look at it, I can press the 3 key. Yeah, that'll kind of flatten out that front. Looks a lot better. Yeah, it does look a lot better if I do that. I may even end up doing the same thing on the inside. Yeah, so right now, right over here, I would say like maybe it could benefit from an edge loop near the back. Yeah, for both of these. So I'm in mesh tools, insert edge loop, yeah, and then going on vertical lines, horizontal lines to create my vertical loops. Okay, and then when I go here, press the 3 key. All right, yeah, now we kind of have like some cleanliness inside of there too, yeah, so not too bad. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the snout. I'm then going to kind of place it, yeah, so the main thing is, I think for this one is we need to make sure that the snout is not going too far in, yeah, so the one thing we're looking for here is to make sure that it doesn't do this where you can kind of see the background. We can kind of bring it out a little bit. All right, but that'll kind of work for the snout. All right, so we're getting there. Again, remember, we haven't smoothed this yet. Yeah, this is what our model still looks like. Yeah, it's just kind of blocky. It's all right. Yeah, we're gonna get there. The other things we're gonna next do is like what you would expect. Yeah, we definitely need our eyes. So we definitely need our eyes. We're gonna put together our ears and also our eyebrows. Yeah, so that's what's coming up next.